right, Therapy Thursday is on. This is where we work out our pretty much community service here. We are of service to you. We got Meredith M.D.
Why, hello.
We got Rich, the emotional support animal.
Free hugs for everybody.
We got OrlandOGByn. So whenever you have a question for us, we will try and give you a little bit of brilliance. We actually got somebody who called in early for us today, so we'll start with a call here. Amanda is on the line. How you doing this morning?
I'm fine. I'm just on my way to work.
All right, on your way to work. It's going to be a good day today because we're going to start with some positivity. What's the question you got for us, or what was the situation?
So I was telling Ricky, so I started dating this guy the end of last year. It was like around September. And like I had taken great care of him. I helped him get his car out of the shop after he got sideswiped in a hit and run. And it was 2 months into us dating. I took him on a cruise for his birthday.
Nice.
Wow.
And he, at the beginning of this year, cut it off, said that I didn't care about him and I didn't do anything about him. But guess who just recently this week decided to pop back into my DMs and try and hit me up? So I was asking, what do I do? Do I take him back? Do I just push him to the dust? He didn't like cheat on me or anything.
Well,
Was it that much of a relationship that you miss it? Do you miss it?
Part of me does, but part of me doesn't at the same time.
she's mad. She's mad. She did all this stuff for him, and then at the end of the day, he just completely left her after she actually did all the things in the relationship. You got to talk about it. I believe that some people do deserve second chances. So you can test the water, but there's going to be a long conversation, a long sit down, and an explanation of the truth about why he left.
I was going to say, the fact that you're thinking about it means that you do like him enough to take him back. So,
Yeah.
I think that you should. That way you don't have any resentment and thinking that, oh, you know, what could have been. But also, this is the chance for you to see if you actually like him and see if it works out.
I will just add, make sure you respect the things that you did for him, because there's a lot of people out there who don't take very good care of their mates, and you did what you probably would call a great job at taking care of him, and he didn't see it at all. So
Right.
Don't ignore that part, because if you did your best and he didn't even notice it at all, he's got a bunch more growing to do than you can probably wait around for. So that's something you're going to have to really pay attention to.
Oh, yeah, and to add to it, and I mean, Richie, I'm assuming you're Hispanic because you're an Ortiz, and I'm an Ortiz.
Okay. Yep.
You know how abuelas are and how moms are. His mom got mad at him when he left me.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it his birthday coming up again? Is this why maybe he's using you so he can go on another trip? Seriously.
Yeah, he's flashing back.
Seriously.
Yeah.
His birthday's in November, so.
Oh yeah, he's trying to get back for the next
Make
trip.
sure you're not being taken advantage of. Keep
Don't
your
get taken
eyes
advantage of.
open.
Don't
Yeah.
let him use you.
Definitely keep your interest and your thoughts first. Okay.
Okay, thank you guys.
All right,
Let
Mama.
us know what happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Go ahead.
Got one out of the 813. It says, I need help. Me and my boyfriend have 2 kids together. We have been together since high school. Every day is an argument over dumb stuff. And then when I try to talk about it, he doesn't want to talk and continues to sweep it under the rug. So then when we have another argument, it gets worse because we didn't talk about the first argument. I'm thinking about leaving. How can I get through to a man? I need help.
Okay, maybe your relationship deserves some like real counseling and real therapy where you both can sit down, because you can't just continuously sweep issues under the rug. We're not talking about little nitpicky like stuff that, you know, doesn't matter. It's gonna snowpile into like a massive issue. So I think actually sitting down with the therapist is a good idea.
The therapist is going to tell you exactly what you just told us, though, that because you don't handle an argument, it
Right.
makes the small arguments even bigger. So you're going to find out exactly what you already know. The point is if he's going to pay attention to it when he goes into therapy, is he going to listen to them more than he's going to listen to you? If he ain't one of them clear people, then leaving might be on the table, because you guys ain't really like coming up with any epiphanies. I mean, they're going to tell you exactly what you just said. You already know. So that's what makes it kind of sad.
Yeah.
Let's see here. This out of the 863, it says, my wife cheated on me. Cheating is cheating, but when it happened makes me think differently. She cheated 3 weeks after our wedding. it was with the dude that she was with a long time right before me. So I know that there was stuff that was unsettled with them, but when we got together, I thought it was all over. She fell back into it. She cried, and we're still together, but it bothers me. Should I look at that as not as an egregious cheat as it would be if it was years down the line?
I'm sorry, homie, but like 3 weeks into the marriage and she's cheating on you, she probably still has feelings for that guy. Now, if it's a thing where your wife is telling you that she's done and that was the closure that she needed, that's a different conversation. But I think that's a little too soon for somebody to cheat on you, especially like brand new vows, and she's going to do
probably
that thing.
Fresh back from the honeymoon.
Yeah, right back. Nah, that's she probably still has feeling. I'm sorry to say.
I mean, I think we're really honing in and nitpicking at the extent of the actual cheating. Are we together and we're unified and we're moving past this? Or are we going to keep bringing it up? Because if you keep bringing it up and talking about it, you're reopening the wound. Are we together or are we not?
But it's a fresh wound, though. It's
I
3
understand
weeks.
that. I get that. But I'm just saying, like, if we're going to stay together and we're going to be together, you can't constantly bring it up because you're never going to heal.
I ain't gonna constantly bring it up, but I think we need to dance on this for a minute. Like, I mean, hey,
Sure,
you,
you should talk about it, yes. But
okay, let me just
after that,
let me just ask you this specific question.
Yes.
As far as somebody being with you for years and then cheating on you and basically ruining what y'all have built, or somebody who cheated, but it was at the beginning because you came in and took her from her life, her guy. Her guy messed up and you got her, but you knew she had something going on there that was a little bit heavy on the heart.
Right.
So are either one of those less painful is my question.
I mean, I think they're both really painful.
Is any one of them lighter, less?
I mean, you can make excuses for both of them.
She should have dealt with that before they got married.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
100%. But it's tough.
Cheating is bad, people. Just let's gavel that part. All right. We got part 2 on the other side. All right, part 2 of Therapy Thursday. Got a lot of calls and texts coming in here with Demesman and Dover. 888-429-0941. Out of the 863, me and my man been together for 3 years. He's hard to read and doesn't express himself. That makes me feel like we're not connected and I feel unwanted. How do you handle this?
You know, it just depends on the person at the end of the day. Some guys are really closed off and they don't want to talk about, their job. They don't want to talk about their emotions and all that stuff. If he knows that you're not going to throw anything back in his face and there's a safe space for him to open up and it's not necessarily forced, I feel like that's something that can be learned over time and maybe he'll feel more comfortable. It's not something that'll happen overnight.
There are people who came from families who don't really talk
at all
and
or
don't
hug.
really share or, share their feelings or whatever. So this might be a little deeper. What you need to do is just create a safe space for him and let him know, hey, when you are ready to talk, I'd love to hear it because I want to know that part of you. And just having that trust that he's gonna have to build because he ain't grow up like that. Yeah. So I don't make it a determination on how he feels about you, but just let him know openly and really like OD on the fact that you feel that way about him. Yeah. Make him feel safe because he might not have never felt that. There's a lot of families out there that don't have it, so you might be able to change that, but it just takes a minute.
Okay, out of the 727, I'm 28 and having a problem with my family. This past weekend, I went shopping at the outlets with some of my friends, and I ran into one of my aunts. I said hello and continued shopping. However, I didn't have a bra on under my shirt, but for some reason, my aunt thought it would be a good idea to buy me a bra and told me to put it on right in front of my friends. I was in shock when she gave me the bag and told me this. I'm an adult and I can dress however I want. I let it go, but then out of nowhere, I got a call from my dad, and he said that that the aunt called and that I was walking around half naked and that he should be concerned. I don't know how to handle this.
You handled it right. You're an adult. You took the call. You can make the decision you want. But just know Thanksgiving gonna come and it's gonna come up again. now your grandmama, your abuela, everybody gonna be involved on the conversation. So you can either pick the battle that time, or you can let it rest over to when the holiday come around and everybody gonna have a shot at you with your fast ass.
Yeah, everybody.
Because that's what they gonna say though.
Yeah.
They gonna see it that way. They seen it through old eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some people ain't ready to see your nips.
Yeah, but people look at things differently and fashion differently, and just understand that your aunt has a different way of dressing than you do. Even though you're an adult, she still is going to see you as that little child that you were when you were growing up.
Your dad knows you weren't walking around naked, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like that. I can handle my own. And yeah, I maybe calling the aunt and being like, mind your business.
Not your mind. But Meredith, I know you come from that kind of family, but not everybody come from that kind of family.
All right.
You can't be telling the adults to mind your business.
She's
Even
28.
when I get it, but I'm just saying, some people at 28 still respect the hierarchy of the family.
You can respectfully be like, "Hey, auntie, I'm 28 years old. I this is the way that I dress. I like to be free. I like to let my girls
about my
hang."
clothes,
Like
about
that,
what
but
I
see,
wear.
I'm just telling you, from my thing, I would never tell my aunt mind your business. I got an aunt now that texts me, and I revert back to 13-year-old Lanny, where I'm like, "Hey, Auntie Beverly, thank you, love you." Like, I revert back to that because that's what she wants. That's what she feels comfortable with. What you can do is send your pops and your aunt the ad of that Kim Kardashian thing where she has the inserts, the nipple bra. Send that and say, this is such a fashion thing that the Kardashians are making millions of dollars off of this. So this is where my head is. I didn't mean it as disrespect, but just to let you know, this is a part of fashion. Now you're being respectful, but you also bringing them into the current space instead of just like, mind your business, my nipples are free. Like, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, you can respectfully tell her in a way that, you're your own individual and you're an adult.
There we go.
Please mind your business.
All right. This says, so my brother-in-law has always dealt with deep depression after losing his dad in his teens. He has come a long way in stepping into adulthood, but he turned 21 this week and has dropped back into the depression. He is saying it is because he is alone, he's without a girlfriend, but I think it's much more. Do you have any tips to try and lift him up? He is in therapy. Therapy, I think, is the best thing for it. Conversation and having him talk through it and just being there to be supportive of it, because a lot of people like that want to talk and don't really have people to listen.
Yes.
And that makes them feel alone.
Some
so
guidance.
if you could not, I don't even think you got to come up with the answers. Let the therapist do that, but just be a person who could be there to hear what he's going through. Then it doesn't feel like it's piling up on the inside.
But your brother-in-law is telling you what his problem is, and he feels lonely. And if he feels lonely, then be that person that's going to be there for him. Take him out. Do something with him. Or find some people to hang out with him. Find him a girl. Like, put him on a blind date. He's telling you he feels lonely and he doesn't have a girlfriend. And that's probably the big reason. But if you feel like it's more, get to the one that he's actually telling you first.
There you go.
And then move on.
Listen to your people and believe them because they need you. They might not be able to put it in words. Let's see. 941 has one more. I'm just going to tell you, is my man stepping out? Because I got a list. It says he has two phones. He's always had two phones, but he does real estate, and one phone is off limits to me. He turns his phone off when he sleeps. I don't understand why the phone has to be off. It's like almost like he don't trust me. He sends flowers to people, and I see it all the time, but he says it's work clients. And we do everything in a friend group, never on only us. So I want to know, is he doing dirt? Does that sound like he's doing dirt? Because it sounds like it to me.
Not necessarily. I mean, real estate agents have to usually buy gifts for their clients after they buy a house and all that stuff. That's what happened to me. I mean, it's very common and normal. I have friends that own businesses and they have two phones, And so, no, not necessarily. I wouldn't jump to that conclusion immediately.
I was going to say, I think you're looking too far into it. Like Meredith said, real estate people do have to send gifts and they do have to do all those things. But also, if you feel that you're not doing anything alone and together, like, talk to him about that and let him know your love languages and what you want to do and how you would feel secure and loved in your relationship.
If you think he's cheating, it might be because your mind is that way.
Maybe
you've been hurt or whatever, you carrying some baggage. the one thing that Rich said that about the doing things in a group, why don't you plan something and plan something where it's just you and him? Because you're not getting that from where his friend circle is his safety circle. He's like, let's all go to Ibiza together. Let's all go to Barbados together. Like, y'all are doing group things, which is fun. Most people would love to have a friend group, but not having that isolated relationship time is important to you. So set up a date, a spa day where y'all can go and enjoy each other and and tell him afterwards, man, I love what we do, but man, us being just us, that was awesome too. And then, kind of build on that. You can drive the bus.
Yep.
Take control.
Or like Meredith grew up, the van. Whatever it is. You can drive that.
RV.
Yeah, the RV. Whatever it is. All right, travel the country. All right, drive your own bus. That is Therapy Thursday, and it's a wrap.
Orlando and the Freak Show.
Shout out to Desmond and Dover. That's how we do it. We coming back because we got them 9 a.m. classics on the way.
Yo.
The new Wild 94.1 app is getting that work. Listeners move away from the Bay and still tap it.
I'm about to call up Diamond. Not if you bug.
All right, Freak Show. We got the 9 a.m. classic kickoff about to crack off, but I just wanted to add this out of the 315 because this gives some good perspective to the doctors in the room. Okay. This says, as a previous real estate agent / cheater, she should be able to look at his phone because real estate is the easiest way to cheat on somebody.
Oh, really?
I mean, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it,
Specifically, real estate is the easiest way. I'm not saying just generality. I'm saying this person is saying that real estate open fluidity that y'all was talking about, like you got to send gifts. And your person send you a gift.
Yep.
And blah, that allows a cheater to flourish. So you should be checking in on your real estate person, because I didn't know that was the cheating game. I would tell you that a DJ is a good place, but that's just from my experiences from being in this building.
Right.
It does allow you that kind of like freedom. This apparently does too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I will say the phone, like not being able to look at the phone, it is a little bit of a red flag. But at the same point, it's like, why do you want to look at my work phone? Yeah, that's the only thing I'm thinking
Because
about.
that's where the hoes are.
Oh, my God.
If that's in fact where it's
at.
at, we could be wrong. I've never dealt with that. I've never been a real estate agent, so
that's what I was wondering. Like, if you have a lawyer that's your man, he has legal stuff in that phone, probably in the work phone that you can't just open up and look at somebody's case.
Right.
Is that the way real estate works?
Well, there's a lot of contracts.
You have contracts and personal financial stuff. Sure. So you could swipe through my phone all day, babe, but my work phone has a certain code on it because
you're the protected.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or am I just being dumb?
Yeah, you could look at stuff. You could misconstrue messages. Like it could be like, "Oh, I'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m." to a girl named Melissa. It'd be like, "Who's Melissa and why are you meeting them at 3?"
I'm like, selling her a house.
Exactly. Open house, mama. I'm sorry.
Lori just wrote, real estate, you always have empty houses at your disposal.
Yeah, places to meet up.
Damn, Joey even chimed in from the room. He's like, oh, that's a lot. Lawn care is an easy way to cheat out of the A13.
Wait, what?
Jesus, I didn't even know that. You're all sweaty with grass all over you. Who's going to cheat?
Well, you're always at someone's house.
I thought it was the pool boy that was the easiest.
Oh, that was on Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was good. All right, wait. Somebody says, I had access to every house for sale in New York State. It was so easy.
Oh, my God.
That's the same guy that texted you.
Yeah, exactly. All right, it says, what about if it's a family that's out of town and you were showing the house and have the sneaky link meet you there because they're looking to buy?
Oh, my God. And they're looking to buy.
So this real estate thing is really crazy.
It's out of the 941. Oh, that's my go-to hub. Property sex with real estate agent? What?
No.
That's on P-Hub.
P-Hub.
Much different thing.
Yeah.
Much different thing.
My bad.
Yeah. And I have seen those. Property, yeah.
I've seen
they
them
are
too.
pretty interesting, but boy, they get to the business pretty fast. I'm like, yeah, can't y'all slow it down?
Build up.
I just like a little bit more commentary in my films. I don't know what it is. I don't know. All right, anyway, well, let's move.
Broadcasting live from the Fair and Fair Accident Attorney Studios.